Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we will discuss the remaining topics about chemistry level. The first one is disinfectants. Disinfectants. So what are these disinfectants? In humans and in animals, diseases are caused by bacteria, virus, fungus, and other pathogens. In humans and in animals, diseases are caused by bacteria, virus, and some other pathogens. Even the fungus also. The substances are the drugs which are used to kill these pathogens, that means bacteria, virus, and fungus are called disinfectants. These disinfectants are broadly classified into three types. Number one is antibiotics. Number two is antiseptics. Number three is disinfectants. The same thing, disinfectants. Okay, first we will discuss about the antibiotics. So once wait for 1 minute. Sorry, our first we have to discuss about antimicrobials. So our heading is antimicrobials. Antimicrobials are the chemicals which are used to kill the bacteria, virus, and fungus. These are divided into three types: antibiotics, antiseptics, and disinfectants. First, we will look at the antibiotics. So, what are these antibiotics? And generally, these antibiotics are the chemicals which are used to kill or to inhibit the bacteria, virus, and some fungus also. These antibiotics are the derivatives of microorganisms, or they may be the synthetic compounds. These may be the derivatives of microorganisms, or they may be the synthetic compounds also. So, what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are the drugs which are used to kill the bacteria, virus, and fungus, or to inhibit the growth of bacteria, virus, and fungus. These antibiotics are either natural products or they may be available in nature, or these antibiotics are the synthetic compounds, or these are the derivatives of natural substances. Generally, these antibiotics are going to digest, are going to dissociate in our biological processes. The first kind used antibiotics are penicillin, and salvarsan. So this is salvarsan. This is salvarsan. This antibiotic, this chemical, first don't use the word antibiotic. This chemical is used to kill the bacteria which are causing syphilis disease. This chemical is used to kill the bacteria which is causing syphilis disease. A German scientist observed that the same chemical structure having compounds behaves similarly. A German scientist observed that the chemicals which have same chemical structures behaves similarly. So what we also observed is azo have the same chemical structure as that of salvarsan. This salvarsan contains arsenic double bond arsenic, arsenic double bond arsenic. Similar structure having another compound is azodite. This azodides also have the N double bond N. So he extracted some azodite derivatives and used to treat the syphilis disease, and it works. And the compound which is used, and the azodite compound which is used to cure the syphilis disease is prontosil. Why this one is avoided? Why the azodite compounds are used to cure the syphilis disease? Arsenic compounds are poisonous in nature, even in low doses also. So when these arsenic compounds are used in low doses to cure the syphilis disease, they are causing side effects. To avoid that one, he used an azodite derivative compound. Its name is prontosil. This azodite compound, when taken internally, it dissociates into sulfonamide. This is the basic compound which is working on the bacteria. This sulfonamide stop the growth of bacteria, and these antibiotics interfere with the biological functions of bacteria, hence they are going to kill. So prontosil is a chemical which is used to use the cure of syphilis disease. Its structure is similar to the structure of salvarsan. Instead of arsenic, it contains N double bond N. When this prontosil taken internally, it is going to dissociate. It is metabolized to sulfonylamide. It is metabolized to sulfonylamide. So this is about prontosil. After the use of prontosil, after the successful use of prontosil for curing of syphilis disease, number of other antibiotics are discovered. Generally, these antibiotics are derived from microorganisms only. These antibiotics works on microorganisms. They are derivatives of microorganisms, They are extracted from microorganisms, and the chemicals which are extracted from microorganisms works on microorganisms and stop the metabolic activity of the microorganisms. Some of the examples are penicillin. This is a fungus. This penicillin is extracted from fungus. Penicillin is extracted from the fungus. When used in low doses, this penicillin is going to kill the number of bacteria. Basing on the antibiotic activity, antibiotics are three types: bactericidal. Second one is bacteriostatic. One is bactericidal, another one is bacteriostatic. So what are these bactericidal bacteria? What are these bactericidal antibiotics? Antibiotics which kills the bacteria, are called the bactericidal antibiotics. Antibiotics which stops the development of bacteria are called the bacteriostatic antibiotics. Stop the growth of antibiotics. Which stop the growth of antibiotics are called the bacteriostatic. Which stop the growth, which kills the bacteria, are called the bactericidal antibiotics. Example for bactericidal antibiotics are penicillin and ofloxacin. Penicillin and ofloxacin. Bacteriostatic antibiotics are erythromycin, and tetracycline. This is one type of classification of bacteria. Bactericidal antibiotics which kills the bacteria completely. They are penicillin and ofloxacin. Bacteriostatic antibiotics are chemicals which stops the growth of antibiotics. Not antibiotics. Which stop the growth of bacteria. Which stop the growth of bacteria. Example for that bacteriostatic antibiotics are erythromycin and tetracycline. And another classification also is there for antibiotics, and that one is broad spectrum antibiotics, narrow spectrum antibiotics. Broad spectrum antibiotics, narrow spectrum antibiotics. So what are these broad spectrum antibiotics? Antibiotics which kills all kind of bacteria are called the broad spectrum antibiotics. Bacteria of different types: gram negative bacteria, gram positive bacteria, all those things. bacterial antibiotics which kills the all kind of bacteria are called the broad spectrum antibiotics. Example for broad spectrum antibiotics are amoxicillin. This amoxicillin is a derivative of penicillin. Some patients are, some human beings are very sensitive to penicillin. Some are very sensitive to penicillin. Hence, by doing certain changes in penicillin, and another compound is prepared, and that one is the amoxicillin. Another antibiotic name is, another broad spectrum antibiotic is chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol. This chloramphenicol is rapidly absorbed in the digestive system, rapidly absorbs in digestive system, and it is used to treat the typhoid, dysentery, pneumonia, and meningitis. So the number of uses are there for this chloramphenicol. Among generally we take this amoxicillin when we have the dry cough and certain types of cold. Then generally we use this amoxicillin. It is a broad spectrum antibiotic. Broad spectrum antibiotics means which kills all kind of bacteria, whether they are the gram-negative bacteria or gram-positive bacteria. It kills all kind of bacteria. This amoxicillin is a derivative of penicillin, which is used for the in patients who are sensitive to penicillin. Another antibiotic is chloramphenicol. This chloramphenicol is used for treatment of typhoid, dysentery, pneumonia, and meningitis. Typhoid, dysentery, meningitis, and pneumonia. Chloramphenicol is used. One of the advantages of this chloramphenicol is it is rapidly absorbed into the body. Hence, it works quickly. This is one type of broad spectrum antibiotics. Another one is narrow spectrum antibiotics. Narrow spectrum antibiotics are the chemicals which kills either gram-negative bacteria or gram-positive bacteria. It kills only one thing. It kills either gram-negative bacteria or gram-positive bacteria. Example for this one is penicillin G. Example for narrow spectrum antibiotics are penicillin G. It kills either gram-negative bacteria or gram-positive bacteria. So this is about antibiotics. Our next topic is antiseptics. This one. Antibiotics are one. So in antibiotics, which thing we discussed? We discussed about the salvarsan and prantosil. Both are used to treat the circulatory diseases. After that, we discussed about classification of antibiotics, broad spectrum antibiotics, narrow spectrum antibiotics. And another classification is bactericidal antibiotics and bacteriostatic antibiotics, different examples. Now we are discussing about antiseptics. antiseptics are the antimicrobial compounds which are used on the surface of body, not taken into the body, but antibiotics takes into the system, into the body. But these antiseptics are simply applied outside the skin. Simply they are applied on the surface of the skin. They are safe to apply on the surface of the skin. These antiseptic also kills or stop the development of bacteria, virus and fungus. Different types of antiseptics are there. Hydrogen peroxide is an antiseptic, tincture iodine is an antiseptic, Dettol is an antiseptic. So we generally use this turmeric also is an antiseptic. Where these things are used, just we apply on the surface of skin. So nothing, they are not causing anything harm to our skin. Okay, such kind of chemicals which kills or to stop the growth of bacteria and safe to apply on the surface of skin are called as antiseptics. Example for these, generally these antiseptics are available in the form of gels and in the form of ointments. Example for these antiseptics are antiseptic, furazine, soframycin, furazine and soframycin are the antibiotics used to kill the bacteria or the fungus present on the surface of the skin. These antiseptics are not injected into the body. Antibiotics are injected into the body, but antiseptics are not injected into the body. These antiseptics also the ingredients present in face powders, breath analyzers and air purifiers also. So antiseptics also present in face powders and in breath purifiers. Again some of the examples. Dettol is an antiseptic which contains chloroxylenol and terpenol. Next, another antiseptic is bithanol. Another antiseptic is bithanol. This bithanol used in soaps. Another antiseptic is tincture iodine. This tincture iodine is the 2 to 3% alcohol and iodine mixture. Another antibiotic is boric acid. Very low concentrated boric acid is used in ice. Very low concentrations of boric acid is used in ice. All these are the antiseptics. So antiseptics are the chemicals which are used to kill the microorganisms, bacteria and fungus which are present on the surface of the skin. These antibiotic does not causes any harm to our skin. These are not injected into the body. These antiseptics are the components present in face products, breath device and breath analyzers, soaps, and in eye drops. Dettol is an antiseptic. It is a mixture of chlorotoluene and terpinol. Soaps contains biconol antiseptic. Tincture iodine is an antiseptic, which is the mixture of 2 to 3% of alcohol and iodine. Boric acid is also is an antiseptic. This boric acid in low concentrations are used as an antiseptic for eyes. So this is about antiseptics. Next one is disinfectants. These disinfectants are also kills the disinfectants are also used to kill the microbes, bacteria, virus and fungus present in unanimated surfaces. That means non-living surfaces. That means on the floor, on the walls, like those things. These disinfectants in very low doses can also be used as an antiseptics. Very low doses they are used as an antiseptics, but at higher concentrations they does not behave as antiseptics. They cause some harm. So these disinfectants are used to kill the bacteria, virus, and fungus present on unanimated surfaces. Example for these disinfectants are phenyl. High concentrations of phenyl is used for cleaning purpose of walls and floors. Very low concentration of phenyl also used as an antiseptic also. So that is about disinfectant. There are so many disinfectants are there. Sulfur dioxide also is a disinfectant which are used for preservation of squash. For the preservation of squash, sulfur dioxide is used. Sulfur dioxide kills the sulfur dioxide slowly react with the water present in the squash and it forms sulfurous acid. This sulfurous acid, in low concentration of sulfurous acid is formed, it is going to kill the development of bacteria present in the syrups, present in the fruit juices. That means the squash. So sulfur dioxide also used as a preservative and as a disinfectant in unanimated surfaces. This is about disinfectants. Okay, students, we completed the antiseptics. So what are antiseptics? Antiseptics are the chemicals which are used to kill the bacteria, virus and fungus. These we are discussing about disinfectants. So disinfectants are also completed. So generally these disinfectants are phenols. This one also kills the bacteria, virus and fungus present in unanimated surfaces. Antiseptics can take inside into the body. These are used on the surfaces. These are used on unanimated surfaces. Another disinfectant we missed is chlorine. Chlorine is a good disinfectant. Generally, we use bleaching powder. Bleaching powder, when contact with water, it releases chlorine gas. This chlorine gas is a good disinfectant which kills the bacteria, fungus, and viruses also. So these are the different types of disinfectants. Next, we have to discuss about the anti-fertility drugs. Anti-fertility drugs. So what are these anti-fertility drugs? Drugs which are used to control the birth are called anti-fertility drugs. These are the major components present in birth control pills. These birth control pills changes the menstrual cycle in women and ovulation. Generally, these anti-fertility drugs are the derivatives of estrogens and progesterone. These are the derivatives of estrogen and progesterone. One of the anti-fertility drug is norethindrone. It is a drug used in pills. It is called norethindrone. These pills, when taken orally, controls the pituitary gland and stop the secretion of gonadotropin hormones. By stopping the secretion of gonadotropin hormones, it changes the menstrual cycles in females. So all these are the anti-fertility drugs. These anti-fertility drugs are available in the form of injections and also in the form of pills. All these are the derivatives of estrogen and progesterone. So this is about anti-fertility drugs. In this chapter, the next topics are food preservatives, sweetening agents, and detergents. We will proceed with those topics on the next class. For this class, it is over.